start, if you could say your name, how you'd like to be addressed, the course that you're teaching, and give us permission to use you in the interview.
Sure. So my name is Leanna Giancarlo. I'm an associate professor of chemistry. I use she, her pronouns. I am teaching a class for the summer enrichment program on polymers, plastics, and me, and you have my permission to use this.
Perfect. To start off, you're with the Department of Chemistry and Physics. I was wondering if you could talk a little bit about what draws you to that field and what excites you about your area of study.
Okay, so I am part of the Department of Chemistry and Physics. I'm a physical chemist. So it's almost the marriage of my two favorite parts of both chemistry and physics, and that's being able to explain chemistry using physical tools in order to investigate chemical systems, but also all of the mathematics that physicists typically use. So much clearer to explain nature in nature's own language, which is mathematics. And so we investigate things using mathematics.
What will students be investigating if they take your summer course?
Okay, my summer course, while I am technically a physical chemist, wanted to do something that I thought would be appealing to high school students, and there are polymers all around you. The clothing that you're likely wearing is polymer, the sneakers, everything about you is polymer based. In fact, you're made up of polymers. So you're made up of DNA. The DNA is technically a polymer. It's 4 basic pieces that are strung together in a specific pattern that makes you you. So those are the types of things that we're going to investigate, but not only naturally occurring polymers, stuff like DNA, and by the way, we are not investigating human DNA, not a biochemist, physical chemist, completely different. But we're also going to look at synthetic polymers as well. So if a high school student wants to join in on my class, we're going to look at extracting DNA from strawberries. We're going to look at plastics and what different properties of plastics have and why they might have them. And then we're also going to do the typical polymer experiment, which is to make slime, but then to try to characterize the slime. That's the physical chemistry part.
And when extracting the DNA from strawberries and making slime, how can these skills be applied in the future after students have completed the course?
Oh, that's a great question. So it's not so much the idea of the skills as much as it is the excitement about doing science and learning something new. So the skills involved in extracting strawberries are not particularly high level. The other skills, so we are going to use very advanced techniques to do characterization, which if a student wanted, to come to Mary Washington afterwards, could certainly get more hands-on experience with. But making the slime, extracting the DNA from strawberries, those are rather lower level type, I would say syntheses. That's when you make stuff, those types of skills. It's just that you want to get excited about chemistry and science in general and use your hands to do something with it, something that you can be proud of. Like, I did this myself. I pulled the DNA out of the strawberries.
Sounds exciting. Do you have any instances with either the specific experience you're talking about or in your past that really ignited that excitement?
That's an excellent question. I'm really not sure. So being a physical chemist, I really work very hard at not getting my hands dirty. While I'm very proficient at doing all the things that normal chemists do, with the exception of organic type syntheses like true glassware and doing reflux and distillation and things like that. My solution prep skills are very good. I just don't enjoy doing it. I prefer to play with an instrument, get to the analysis, the characterization, thinking about it, trying to develop a model, which typically is mathematical, to explain what's going on.
When students come to your course, what should they come with? I said physical abilities.
Just the willingness to try something new. Probably the mindset of more of a growth mindset than a fixed mindset, that if it doesn't work the first time, that's okay. If science were going to work the first time for everything, then we wouldn't have something called research. It's research for a reason, because you have to keep working at it in order to pull out the information. Nature is tricky. Nature likes to hide all of the information. You gotta try to get it from nature, and that takes a lot of work, a lot of persistence. And if you're gonna be easily frustrated, then that's probably not an area that you might want to go into. So just coming in with, I'm gonna try something new, and if I don't like it, that's an okay thing, because it's important to know what you like versus don't like, especially if you find it frustrating, then maybe that's not for you.
Is there anything else that you would like to share with prospective students or parents?
I would say no matter which of the sessions a student decides to try out, to go in it with the idea that it should be a fun experience, that you are going to learn a lot, and that it's what you put into it is what you're going to get out of it. So come in with the idea, like, okay, maybe this wasn't my first choice, or maybe this wasn't exactly how I wanted to spend a week of my summer, but I can still make the best of it. So come in thinking that you're going to make the best of it, because I'm going to try my hardest to make this the best experience that you're going to have for the entire summer. That when you have to write that essay when you get back to school, like, what did I do on my summer vacation? You're going to say, I went to this course on polymers, plastics, and me, and here's all the cool stuff that I did and what I learned.
I think that about does it.
Awesome.
Thank you so much.
Sure.